This man reported his neighbor twice, but the second time, a giant tree came looking for revenge. Nobita secretly kept a talking minor bird in his apartment. But there was one problem. The apartment rules clearly ban pets. One day, while Nobita was at work, his neighbor John reported him to the landlord. When Nobita came home, the bird was gone. All that remained was an empty cage. Heartbroken, Nobita searched everywhere, but it was useless. Later, Meguro told him the truth. John's complaint was the reason his beloved bird had disappeared. Seeing Nobita so upset, Meguro gave him something unusual, a special tree can. He explained that if Nobita watered it every day, it would grow into a giant tree. Since it was a plant, it wouldn't break any apartment rules. At first, Nobita wasn't interested. A tree couldn't talk like his bird, but he still decided to take care of it. Days passed, and the tiny plant slowly grew into a strong tree. Nobita named it Euchre. Whenever he felt lonely, he would sit beside it and share everything on his mind. Before long, Euchre became his new best friend. As Euchre grew, Nobita became even more attached to it. Inspired by this experience, Nobita turned the story into a comic. The comic became so popular that it was adapted into an animated show. Nobita thanked Meguro. Surprisingly, Meguro didn't ask for anything in return this time. He simply reminded Nobita to keep taking good care of Euchre. Meanwhile, Euchre continued growing every day. Soon, the small apartment was becoming too cramped for such a giant tree. One day, John noticed the excitement coming from Nobita's room and assumed he had secretly gotten another pet. Once again, he reported him. Convinced that Nobita was hiding another pet, the landlord personally came to investigate. But no matter how hard they looked, they found nothing except a huge healthy tree. Since plants were allowed, the landlord scolded John for wasting his time and left. Humiliated, John became jealous. Soon after, he secretly entered Nobita's room and chopped off a large part of Euchre's trunk. When Nobita saw what had happened, he was devastated. He immediately asked Meguro for help. Using his power, Meguro brought Euchre back to life. The moment Euchre came back to life, it began growing at an incredible speed. In seconds, the giant tree spread through the building until its branches reached John's room. Before John could react, the branches wrapped tightly around him. No matter how hard he struggled, he couldn't escape. The tree dragged him out of bed, lifted him into the air, and tossed him out of the window, leaving him hanging helplessly from a utility pole.